Am I the only person that when you get a package you were not expecting, your first thought is, this must be a bomb? Because I didn't order anything, and so my second thought was, that shipment of cocaine shouldn't be here till next week, and then, oh, it's from BedJet. I do a review video at the 6-month mark of owning the BedJet, and I say repeatedly, the ugliest thing in my house. Look at this thing. This is hideous, and yet it has completely solved the problem of hot sleeping. And I don't mean just a little bit solved. I mean, it is no longer an issue. I post that up on the TikTok and I get a little message from BedJet, and I thought, oh my, I have hurt someone's feelings. And they said, hey Casey, can we use your video? And I thought, oh, why? Like, I assume that they're gonna use it as a training video for their influencers to show them how not to make a review video. And I was like, yeah, sure, right on. Like, I am out here happy to do the Lord's work. A few hours later, I get another message that says, as thanks for letting us use your video, we would like to send you a cloud sheet, because the cloud sheet was the one thing that I had not bought. Whoa. In exchange for the unfettered, unpaid, unlimited use of my likeness, my BedJet, my content, you're gonna send me a sheet? I mean, hell yeah, send that thing along. So that's what I'm assuming this is. Also, ladies, if you are a stress sleeper, I find that several of these, and then also a revolver that you hide behind a chapstick in your bedside table, will also do wonders. It will not do what the BedJet can do, but it sure does help. Let's open this up, shall we? I mean, I would think all the influencers use this. No, they didn't. They did. I'll try it, but I said I didn't want this. This is the remote. I didn't buy this because I don't want another remote. With that fan, I have to sit there at night, like shooting into the abyss to try to get the fan to change speed, and I hate it. And so I did not want one more thing that I have to try to find the right. Also, I live in a townhome, and for whatever reason, if our fans or electronics are like on the same wavelength, the same frequency, it will screw with your neighbor's fan. And I know that, which is why I do it all the time, because I don't like them. Shall we? Sheets. This is the cloud sheet. Here's the problem that I have. When you use a traditional sheet on a BedJet, you have to clamp your traditional sheet into the side, right? Tuck the sheet down into the little grippers and then clip up. The problem is that if you're a stress sleeper like me, you are tossing and turning all night long because you are wrestling out your demons and your inner child. So you move, and what happens is this ends up getting yanked out, and then you get hot again and you can't figure out why, and it's because the BedJet is just blowing out into the room. There's several holes all over this sheet because I keep pulling on it at night, and so it's ripping on these grippers. If you move around a lot, you run the risk of destroying the sheet. So the reason that I wanted the cloud sheet is because it is actually designed to work with King Cobra here. This is what we came for. The design of this is that this goes over King Cobra's head. Come here, you. You know what this is akin to? Remember in like middle school where you had to learn in front of a live audience how to put a baby blocker on a ding dong? It's the same technique. Wrap up the Cobra head, get this on over it, nice and snug. I'm gonna show you what the airflow looks like with just the basic sheets, the way I've had it for 6 months. That has worked very, very well. Let's see how that looks. Then I will put this on and we will watch if it's any different, if the air distribution is any different at all. Is it gonna work? Did that? It does in fact reach the other side of the bed. So I think this is fine. But if it does keep this stupid thing from ripping out of the bed all night long, I still think it's worth it. %. You saw with the traditional sheet, it's just a very direct hit, which is probably why I keep it so low, is because you're getting all the wind in one spot, which has kind of been okay for me because I really just want it right here. With the cloud sheet, even when I had it all the way up to 100, if you could notice it at all, the entire thing just filled and there was no like rippling, it's just the entire thing fills with air like a cloud. How clever. Here's what we're gonna do. We are actually going to try this out tonight, and then rather wait for another 6 months for an update, we will just do it tomorrow morning. And it has been a banner week for stress sleeping. We are on about an 8.5 out of 10 on the nightmare scale, which is just perfect because I will be roasty toasty all week long. My therapist told me to get a gratitude journal, and I said, I'm not doing that because it'll just be a one-pager. So instead, I have a ledger of perceived slights where I write down all the wrongs committed against me because sometimes I can't remember why I don't like somebody. So I'm gonna read this before bed. That will get me all pissed off and ready for a hot, sweaty night, not the way most women would prefer. And then the other thing that you have to have if you are a hot sleeper, ladies, my Black American sisters in Christ have been gatekeeping these, and that ends now. And I understand, I get it, because we have been gatekeeping golden retrievers. So it's okay. We'll just call it a wash. And it will keep your heavy, hot hair off of your neck. We will read some of our grievances. I will turn this cloud sheet on, and we will review it tomorrow. Well, it does work. I can confirm that, but it's two totally different experiences. After 6 months with this BedJet, the only thing I'm used to is that direct gale force wind, which is what's going to happen if you're using a traditional sheet. With the cloud sheet, it diffuses across the entire bed. To test this, I went all in. Before I got in the hopper, I layered up. I did long sleeve shirt, very thick Tinkerbell bathrobe. I've got my hair bonnet, and I didn't do just one pair of socks. I did two of those ankle socks because I know they piss Gen Z off and I want to assert my dominance. I'm laying here and I'm like, it's not working. It's not on. It's not on. It's not working. It's not working. And I kept trying to feel for that strong gust of wind. And all I could really feel was like a very light on my hands. So I was like, all right, well, sure. I'm going to sweat all night long. To get around that, I boost this thing up to 100%, and I froze my rear end off. So I turned it down to 50%, and at 50%, I was still freezing cold. And then ultimately 35%, which is about what I usually set it on, was the perfect amount, and I did not hot sleep last night. I think if you have a spouse or, some random person you met in a parking lot that you let sleep in your bed, the cloud sheet would be a major upgrade because without that, only one of you is gonna get the direct breeze. If you have the sheet and it goes across the whole bed, you'll have circulation throughout the entire bed. Or let them suffer. I mean, if you don't really like them, just let them suffer. As for the remote, I still maintain that you do not absolutely need this. The app is great. The app is fine. Where this did come in handy, so something to know about me, I sleep 365 days a year with airplane mode on because I don't care if anyone dies while I'm sleeping. If you die in the middle of the night, even if it's tragic, even if it's horrific, you're still going to be dead in the morning. I could still go to the morgue at 10 and you'll still be dead. Because I sleep with airplane mode on, that means that if I do want to adjust any of this in the middle of the night, I have to get the phone, I have to turn airplane mode off, and then I have to get into the app. But last night, I shoved this thing under the pillow right next to one of those giant knives I have. Right where you keep your stuff, ladies. And I just very quick, and it does light up at night, which is great, so you don't have to fumble around with the millions of buttons. I do know how miserable hot sleeping is. And I do know that I waited very, very long to do anything about it, but I don't think you're saving any money by being miserable every night. And I know that it affects your day the second you get out of bed. I did put a coupon code in the caption or the notes of this video, and I think it's 10% off. So go take advantage of that. And if you don't like discounts, then go pay full price. I will still sleep fine. I do need BedJet. I need you to listen up, come here. I would like a sheet that has more spaces so I can put the king cobra head in different areas. I would like that. I would also like a travel size one because when I have to travel for work, I can't bring that whole thing with me. So either start partnering with hotels because I would absolutely pay real adult money to rent that at a hotel, or make a travel size one. And then I would also like if you could make like a mini one that I could maybe like you clip it on your ear and then the king cobra head goes under your bonnet. Because when I sleep, I want the breeze in my britches and the wind in my hair.